My name is Charles Porter. I'm a longtime client of Farmers Insurance Company. I'm making this video not to concerning the ethical practices of Farmers Insurance Company. For example, like just recently I was told, and also online, that there was turning down or canceling all their homeowners insurance policies in Florida just before the hurricane season started. I'm not talking about the ethical questions, but rather the actual state laws and also maybe federal laws that they have violated, not only with myself, but maybe also other clients. Um, Notice this. This is what is bad faith insurance and how companies can act. What is bad faith insurance? Bad faith insurance refers to an insurance attempt to renege on its obligations to its clients either through refusal to pay a policy legitimate claim or investigate process of longer than legally required by law. Here in the next few minutes, or excuse me, the unused portion of the insurance was not refunded to me. Now, this has been over 2 years ago. Also, I canceled two different policies, and after I'd canceled the two different policies, they continued to withdraw money out of my checking account on two different policies, which caused an overdraft of my banking account, which I had to pay fees and stuff. This also affected my um, my credit rating, which was long-term damage to my credit rating, which would cause me hundreds of dollars in interest in the future. I would also like to take and talk to you about what they call the 3Ds in insurance companies they practice. In the past, many years ago, I used to work for a particular insurance company, and they taught this to me. The 3Ds of insurance: deny, a refusal to give or grant something requested or desired to someone. To deny it, they will deny the actual claim. They'll say, this, you don't deserve this claim. They'll deny it. And then you have to prove that if they deny it, you have to prove that they owe it to you. Also, to delay, an act of postponing or hindering or causing something to occur more slowly than normal, the state of being delayed. To use an example of this is, I was told, for example, if you had a policy, you had a client, and this client had a policy of $100,000 worth of life insurance. And if you delay this is interest that the insurance company can draw on the money that is owed to you if they delay it. If they delay it for 30 days, you think, well, that's not very much money to delay a claim. But an insurance company might have tens of thousands of claims of the same amount of money, and if you take all of them collectively, this is money that they can make on your money that's owed to you, that belongs to you. And also, to delay, under state statutes, they are required to close these claims in a reasonable length of time. Just as far as delays goes, I will show evidence that, for example, my property insurance in the past, the property insurance, the unused portion of that has not been given to me, and this has been over 2 years. That's well past the state requirement, which means that they was in violation of that particular law. Also, that if collectively as a people, if we could come together to give a class action lawsuit against these companies that's doing these things, purposely doing these things, which in the past, the insurance company that I worked for, they done this intentionally. Oh, and also discount. They will take, and because of the continual delay on payment of things, they are more likely to be able to discount the amount of money a client is owed because of to settle the claim. They will take and discount this, which is also basically taking money that's legally yours and you have the right to have. They discount it. Just as I stated earlier, this conversation and stuff and this videotape isn't to talk about the ethical questions of whether or not that they should have farmers insurance should not have dropped the insurance on people in Florida. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is actual violation of state law, and also how that they're holding your money that belongs to you and denying to give the money to you, which is also fraud. This is a little bit of the history concerning the about my particular situation, what took place, and how that it was potentially a violation of state law, also maybe even federal law, which oversees even insurance companies. One of the main people that I contacted and been dealing with is a guy by the name of Michael Johnson. He's with Farmers Insurance Company. To go back into some of the things that took place. Now, this took place, the actual purchase of my homeowner's insurance and also vehicle insurance was over 10 years ago. I moved to Lake Winoka, Ohio. I purchased what they call a combined insurance, which was to join together my auto, my truck, and also a boat and also a house. I purchased this property. And then now when I sold this particular property, um, I contacted the farmer's insurance company and told them that I was discontinuing my homeowner's insurance, but I was not discontinuing my auto or truck insurance, but just the house insurance. Now, when I transferred from and sold the property, contacted them, and went into the new unit that I was in, which was an apartment complex, I was required at that apartment complex to have renter's insurance. So the very next day, I contacted Farmers Insurance and got a new policy, which was concerning my insurance for my apartment complex. Now, the reason why that they said that I didn't have a claim on the unused portion of my insurance with Farmers on my home in the past is because I didn't contact them. But this is that they didn't have a forwarding address and a closure on it. But to prove that they did is that the they got a continuation policy, which was on my apartment complex. And that was absolute proof that they had my forwarding address because they mailed the bills, continued to mail not only my apartment insurance, but my home or my car and my truck. And this was in Wheelersburg, Ohio. That is proof that they had forwarding address. They didn't they didn't refund my unused insurance. They didn't refund it. And then after a period of time, what they told me is they just used that up as the months went by, and after the year had passed, that the money was now theirs. But that's not true. That's actually taking money that they were supposed to refund me, and they took it during that time in question. Number two, when I moved from Wheelersburg, Ohio, I contacted Farmers Insurance that I was moving from there and would no longer need an apartment agreement insurance or a truck insurance. I contacted them that I no longer needed this these policies with Farmers Home Insurance. Um, and they said, well, they wasn't contacted. But to prove that they was aware of this, I have an email from Farmers that was sent to me saying that they needed my forwarding address after the cancellation of policy. But yet they still continued to draw this money out of my account, but they knew that I had moved. They knew that I had moved, but yet they continued to charge me each month for the policy on the apartment and also on the vehicles. I also sent them pictures and stuff of who the vehicle was sold to and all. And I also give the dates and stuff as to when the cancellation took place after I had moved from that facility. Now, after several months had passed, I noticed from the bank that my account was overdrawn. They sent me a letter saying that my banking account had overdrawn. Now I thought, wait a minute, how could this be? I should have at least $1,500, $2,000 more money in my account, because but what they was doing, Farmers Home was doing, is each month they was taking this money out of my account, and it overdrew my account. To withdraw money out of an account that was no longer in force is fraud. They're taking money that's yours out of your bank account without your authorization. They're taking out that as fraud. And now, when I took and after I started off in November of last year in 2020, or I think it was December of last year of 2022, I started off to get this all straightened out. First off is the first agent that they gave to me. He said there isn't anything that he could do about it because that was on a past agent. And I said to him, I said, listen, this money belongs to me. You're taking money out of my account. So they stopped the withdrawal of the money. They stopped the withdrawal of the money. And what they did is they sent me 1 month of each one of those two policies that I had sent to them. They sent me 1 month premium for each one of those 2 months, and said that closed out the account in full and the settlement was closed. Now, they knew that they owed me money on the unused portion of my homeowner's insurance. They also knew that they had withdrawn for 6 months, the two different policies, and then it was only going to give me 1 month of the policy money back. That is denial of what is owed the individual. That's a denial. And I worked on this problem since 2022. And now it is here September the 19th, 2023, and I still yet have not gotten my refund money that was owed to me that they illegally took out of my account. Now, Michael Johnson, in a conversation with him, with a conversation that I had with him, there was an agreement made that this money would be sent straight into my checking account, which they had illegally, the same money that they had illegally withdrawn it from. There was an agreement made. Now, at this point, he said that he couldn't do it. He could not. It had to be based on a 1 month premium, and this is. At the present time, I will be following up with this particular problem that I'm having with other issues concerning this, the legality of all things. Any person that has any input as far as a potential class action lawsuit or could help with this particular problem, I would appreciate your help. Thank you.